Let's kickstart this video off by talking about Blaziken. As you can see, when you click that Unite move, you're going to be changing your stance, and that changes the skills that you have available to use. This is what makes Blaziken infinite skill cap. So you've got that first skill, which is a blaze kick, it does a shove, and that second skill, which is overheat, and that does a big burst damage, but it is static. So you've got to know when you can engage with these particular skills. And generally when you go from that slow form, you can go into this fast form by using that Unite move, and you can see I straight away click the combo of that fire punch with the Unite move at the same time, and I'm looking to get that mobility. The second skill available is Focus Blast, and that is like a range damage. It's really, really cool. You want to use that Unite move to change your forms, and you want to know when to use these 4 skills in a fight. Now I'm going to slow down this fight here so we can talk it through. I'm currently in that slow form and I need to get my skills on cooldown. So I use that Unite move and you can see they immediately go on cooldown. I follow up with the Fire Punch, I get away from the enemy, I use that Focus Blast, and then I can dash back through the enemy. Now by this time, generally I like to use that eject button to reposition so I can get away from the enemy, but that Unite move just comes back down on cooldown. I can get that big blaze kick going, which is generally the skill I pick afterwards because it shoves them, and then you can use that overheat. As you can see, I was just mashing buttons there, so I use that eject button to try and get back in, use that Unite move to try and chase him down with the Fire Punch and that faster mobility. Now you can see this Pokemon skill cap, the more you fight with it, the better you're going to get. So guys, Blaziken, take it to the top lane in the solo queue. Watch this guide to play the early and mid game, and good luck with all your games. Now this character is extremely high skill cap. He comes on at level 8, and you've got 4 skills that you need to master, and you need to know when you're fighting in these situations, when you're using these skills, how they work, and when you want to change from punch stance to kick stance. Now all of this is well and good, but you need to make sure that you're level 8 as a Blaziken nice and early. So let's talk about winning this laning phase. In my opinion, you take this character to the top lane and you double stack. You want to prioritize getting your stacks, and if you're having some trouble with that, I've got a stacking guide you need to make sure, and a top lane guide, that you're getting the most value out of playing top lane as a stacker. In this game, it's been very easy for me to get those 3 stacks, but see how I'm panning the screen? I'm looking to support my team and make sure that we can get some value out of maybe getting a kill or 2. Because if you kill the enemy, they're going to drop some money. Now always be careful when you're stacking in lane at about that 9-minute 15, 9-minute 10 mark. You want to be careful of where the enemy is at. You don't want to die for a stack. That is the cardinal sin. Here I played over aggressive because I thought I was going to get the Absol. Fortunately, our jungler's come up and he's been able to clean up and do some good things there. Now remember, your job is you need to make sure that you are coming online, because you want to get into that level 8 where you use your Unite move and you can go from punch stance to kick stance. With Blaziken, you're going to be going straight to the kick stance. That's that blaze kick and overheat moveset. This is the moveset that you're going to have right until you hit that level 8 mark. So you got to focus on hitting that level 8 because you want to unlock these skills straight away. You get that evolution at level 7, but the big value comes from making sure you can go between those skills. It's super important. So focus your stacks, focus how you're going to be winning in your early game, which is exactly what I'm doing here, right? Now when you hit your level 8, you can go between your kick form and your punch form, or whatever it's called, right? So in this scenario, you've got overheat, which is kind of like a stand and deliver move. It's a little static, but it does a big amount of damage. It's sort of like a wicked blow with the Urshifu. And when you go into this punch form here, you've got fire punch, which is mobility, and focus punch, which is some, I guess, range damage. Now the other skill in that kick form is blaze kick. Each of these 4 skills serve a different purpose. And this Unite move, you're going to be using it so frequently because when you click that Unite move, it has a 5-second cooldown, and what you're going to be able to do is it will change your form from punch to kick form, right? So this Unite move, you're using it to get that mobility. Now unfortunately there, the Mimikyu has trapped me, and that's a really good Unite move from the Mimikyu there. However, you can see how powerful this Pokemon can be when you get it online early. Now think about your mid-game macro. In my situation here, I want to make sure that I'm maintaining my levels and I'm helping my team either push scores at this bottom stage, because there's no objective at the top and there's no objective at the bottom. I use my eject button super aggressively. We go in to try and pick up some kills, and all I'm trying to do here is make sure that my team can maybe get a stack, they can maybe get some score in, and pretty much that's the goal here, right? So I've gone down, but my team has been able to, do some damage there, get some kills, and they end up getting some score in there, which is really good, right? So now here we're looking at about maybe a minute and a half before the Rayquaza, and you are making sure with Blaziken, all you want to do is hit your power spikes and make sure that you are in a good position to do some things for your team. Right, this Pokemon is incredibly strong. You're going to get insane value. You can see there, look at how good that was with the team coming through. We've made that super aggressive play with the eject button again. We're able to pick up the kills. The bonus of using Blaziken is that you don't need to make sure that you've got that Unite move at that Rayquaza. Right, so you can go into those fights, you can disturb the enemy, and you can try and make them use their Unite move, right? But you want to try, like, you don't want to die, right? So that's a mechanic that Blaziken has that's unique to itself. So you want to try and take full advantage of that particular mechanic, right? Because that's the only Pokemon where that macro really doesn't apply a whole lot to it, right? The other one is maybe a Dragapult, right? Because you're always going to have the Unite move on cooldown. So this Pokemon right here, you can see all I'm trying to do is hit that level 15. I want to get those levels so I can go into this Rayquaza fight. I've got my fully stacked cookie, fully stacked attack weight, and we're going to be doing some good things, right? We've got this red buff. Now I want to make sure that I'm trying to defend this bottom pad here, because that puts my team in a phenomenal position to be able to defend the Rayquaza, right? Because I'm able to kite to a pad. But since I've got such a great level lead here, I'm level 15, I'm so confident that I'm able to go into fights and do good things. So we're in the last 2 minutes here, right? The Umbreon's looking to score, there's 2 dead, we've got the lead. All we have to do is just hold down positioning of this Rayquaza pit. That is pretty much the goal of what we're trying to do. So I'm taking a very aggressive stance here, and as soon as I see their team there and we can start picking them off there, right, I get a little bit trapped by the mean look, but we're kind of forcing their team to split because they're having to run away, and that's all we're doing here, right? We're just maintaining the fort, we're doing a whole lot of damage, right? We're trying to survive, and that Blaziken's come in, he's done a pretty good job there, but they've had to throw quite a few resources, and we've got the bonus of our Zoroark's gone off the score, right? All we did there was we forced the enemies to do a bit of a hard engage, and we're not looking to do this objective at all. And as you can see, I spawn, we've got a huge lead. My whole goal here is to just look to get a kill or 2 on the enemy, because there's only a minute left. We've got that huge lead. If we manage to get a kill or 2 and just put a whole lot of pressure on, it's going to be a lot harder for them to secure that Rayquaza. So we get 2 kills, we get 3 kills with the team there, and it may look like there was, you know, a little bit of throwing the game there, but by putting that amount of pressure on, it means that they can't hit the Rayquaza, they're not able to complete that, and it just forces them into a losing position. It's a little bit of a risky play because it's a little bit of a sacrifice, but I think it's absolutely necessary if you want to close out your games by using a character like Blaziken. Now, you'll know you've played this character well when you've got a lot of damage dealt and a lot of damage taken. Bonus if you can get a healer pocketing you, but that is just a bonus, right? This Pokemon does very, very well by himself. So recap, make sure that you're winning your laning phase, you're getting your stacks in that top lane, and you're getting to level 8 as soon as possible, because that's when you've got those 4 skills and you can come online and do incredible work for your team. Hopefully you get some utility out of this video, you've learned a thing or 2 about Blaziken, and good luck using it in the solo queue.